The acrid smell of smoke still clung to the air, even days after the inferno had finally been extinguished. On the morning of Saturday, July 30th, 2011, a quiet residential neighborhood in Liberty, Missouri, a suburb of Kansas City, was shattered by a blaze of unimaginable proportions. The picturesque community, characterized by its tree-lined streets and well-tended lawns, felt miles away from the devastation that was about to unfold. By the time firefighters arrived at the two-story home belonging to Bill and Kay Wood, the structure was fully engulfed in flames, a raging monster consuming everything in its path. As the thick, black smoke billowed into the sky, carrying with it the scent of destruction and the whispers of a profound tragedy, a nightmare began to unfold for this close-knit community. Liberty itself, a city with a population nearing 30,000, prided itself on its wholesome atmosphere and strong community ties, making the invasion of such violence all the more shocking. The Wood residence, a modest but well-maintained home on a street where neighbors knew each other by name and children played freely, represented the very essence of this suburban tranquility. Bill and Kay Wood, like many couples, had built a life together in this serene corner of Missouri. They were known in their community as friendly, unassuming individuals, their home a central hub for their quiet existence. Bill, a man of simple pleasures, found joy in the meticulous care of his yard, the rhythmic hum of his lawnmower a familiar sound on summer afternoons. He also enjoyed tinkering with his projects, his garage a testament to his practical nature and a place where he could escape into his own world. Friends described him as steady and dependable, a man who valued hard work and quiet contentment. Kay, a woman of warmth and compassion, had a soft spot for animals, often volunteering at local shelters and fostering strays. Her touch transformed their house into a true home, filled with the aroma of baking and the gentle purr of contented cats. Neighbors recalled her infectious laugh and her unwavering kindness, often seen offering a helping hand or a comforting word. Their life was the epitome of normalcy, a tapestry woven with everyday routines, shared laughter, and quiet contentment. They were a fixture in the neighborhood, their absence already a noticeable void before the true extent of the tragedy became apparent. Bill, a retired accountant, and Kay, a former administrative assistant, had looked forward to their golden years, filled with gardening, travel, and the simple joys of companionship. The timeline of this devastating event began on that fateful Saturday, July 30th, 2011, a day that started like any other for the residents of Liberty. The blaring of sirens, the frantic efforts of the firefighters battling the inferno, marked the first chaotic moments. The initial 911 call, placed by a concerned neighbor who witnessed the flames erupting, triggered a swift response from the Liberty Fire Department. As the flames were eventually brought under control, and the acrid smoke began to dissipate, the grim reality began to emerge from the ashes. The discovery of Bill's body within the charred remains of their home, and the immediate, chilling absence of Kay signaled that a crime of significant proportions had occurred. Investigators, faced with a scene of utter devastation and the unsettling discovery of a gunshot wound on Bill, began the painstaking process of piecing together the fragments of what had transpired. The air, still thick with the smell of burnt wood and despair, seemed to hold its breath as the truth slowly began to surface. Early reports suggested the fire was not accidental, a detail that sent a shiver of dread through the already traumatized community. The search for Kay would quickly become an emotional focal point, a desperate plea echoing through the Kansas City metropolitan area. Search parties, comprised of law enforcement, volunteers, and heartbroken neighbors, combed through the surrounding areas, their eyes scanning every wooded area, every ditch, every abandoned building, desperate for any sign of her. The community rallied together, their initial shock morphing into a collective outpouring of support, a shared grief that transcended individual differences. Flyers bearing Kay's warm smile were distributed far and wide, her name a whispered prayer on the lips of everyone who knew her, and even those who didn't. But the relentless search yielded no results. As the weeks bled into months, The sliver of hope that Kay might be found alive began to fade, replaced by a gnawing dread. The realization that she might have been a victim of foul play, compounded by the agonizing uncertainty, was a crushing blow to those who loved and cherished her. The silence where her laughter should have been was deafening. The lack of any concrete leads or evidence, the emotional impact of this tragedy reverberated far beyond the immediate circle of family and friends. For them, the pain of their loss was magnified by the profound uncertainty surrounding the events that had stolen their loved ones. The inability to mourn properly, to find justice for Bill and Kay, or to bring closure to their agonizing questions, created an enduring sense of grief and profound frustration. They were left to live with the unanswered questions that haunted their every waking moment. What happened to their beloved Bill and Kay, and the chilling knowledge that whoever committed these heinous acts continued to walk free. The violation of their home, a sanctuary of peace and security, added another layer of trauma, a sense of vulnerability that permeated the community. The very streets that once felt safe now seemed to hold hidden dangers, and familiar faces were viewed with a newfound wariness. The case also highlighted the profound and lasting impact that unsolved crimes can have on a community's psyche. The violent nature of the attack, the desecration of the sanctity of a home, and the lingering fear of the unknown cast a long, dark shadow over liberty. The community, once united in its shared sense of normalcy and safety, now grappled with a pervasive sense of fear and the unsettling knowledge that a killer, or killers, might still be at large amongst them. The story of Bill and Kay would become more than just a local tragedy. It transformed into a chilling reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring, destructive power of evil that could lurk in the most unexpected places. The once idyllic scenery now seemed tinged with a somber melancholy, the rustling leaves whispering tales of what was lost. The story of Bill and Kay Wood, however, is far from over in the minds of those who seek justice. It stands as a poignant and heartbreaking reminder of the human cost of crime, a stark illustration of how quickly lives can be irrevocably altered, and how deeply loss can scar the living. The lives that were brutally taken, and the lives that have been forever altered by this senseless violence, create a stark and enduring testament to the fragility of life and the relentless power of loss. For the victims, the true justice that they so desperately deserve remains elusive until the truth is finally revealed and their perpetrator is held accountable. For their grieving families, the struggle for answers will undoubtedly continue until the day they can finally know what truly happened to their beloved Bill and Kay, and find some measure of peace in that painful knowledge. The silence surrounding their fate is a burden too heavy to bear indefinitely. This case serves as a stark reminder, too, of the vital importance of vigilance within our communities and the absolute necessity for people to come together in times of crisis, offering support and sharing the burden of grief. The search for justice in the Wood case continues, a beacon of hope in the darkness, fueled by the unwavering belief that one day, the truth will finally break through the shadows and illuminate the path to closure. Until that day arrives, the memory of Bill and Kay Wood, and the enduring mystery surrounding their tragic end, will continue to echo through the hushed halls of justice, a solemn and chilling testament to the devastating impact that crime can inflict, and the enduring, powerful spirit of humanity that relentlessly seeks the truth. The unanswered questions hang heavy in the air, a constant reminder of the darkness that can so cruelly intrude upon even the most ordinary lives. The landscape of Liberty, Missouri, though outwardly serene, now holds a hidden scar, a testament to a tragedy that ripped through its heart.